Hello and welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Station. According to Circular 100, recently issued by the Ministry of Finance, e-commerce platforms are not required to declare and pay tax on behalf of the seller.
The regulation is said to help e-commerce platforms relieve the burden. However, the General Department of Taxation said that Circular 100 still has strict regulations to avoid loss of tax revenue from trading transactions on platforms. If e-commerce platforms were required to declare and pay taxes on behalf of business individuals in the past, now Circular 100 allows e-commerce platform owners to have two choices. One is to pay taxes on behalf of business individuals, if authorized by them. Second, it is possible to provide information of business individuals such as name, age, address, tax identification number, telephone number, sales revenue, and bank account number to tax authorities.
The Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union Central Committee and Century PepsiCo Vietnam have just organized a program bringing Tết home in 2022.
GG's program focuses on workers and young people who are facing difficulties due to the COVID-19 pandemic, in part because most students are still absent from school. In 2022, the number of support tickets will increase from 3,000 to nearly 3,300 tickets. 10 tickets are added. In particular, the program offers 540 round-trip air tickets, 2,475 round-trip bus tickets, 275 round-trip train tickets, and gifts for those living far from home in difficult situations. Pepsi brand and Ho Chi Minh City Communist Youth Union Central Committee collaborated with Zalo Pay e-wallet to organize a fundraising campaign bringing Tết home, calling for direct donations from the community to support more so that people living from home can celebrate Tết with their family.
According to the update from the Ministry of Health, by the afternoon of December the 8th, Vietnam had administered nearly 130 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine.
Localities are making efforts to deploy vaccination to quickly achieve coverage of the first dose of those who belong to the specified age group and pay the second dose to those who have had the first dose and enough waiting time. There are 59 provinces and cities with coverage of at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine for over 80% of the population aged 18 years and over, of which 28 provinces have a rate of over 95%.
New Zealand Ministry of Defence have just released its 2021 Defence Policy Assessment Report, warning of the security threat posed by an increasing power of China in the Indo-Pacific region.
The report released by the Defense Minister Penny Hiner states that the growing strategic competition between China, New Zealand's largest trading partner, and the U.S. and other major powers will drive the threat of confrontation and conflict in the region. According to the report, New Zealand has publicly expressed concern about actions such as China's construction, militarization, and other actions in the South China Sea, which are inconsistent with the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. The report mentions that one of the biggest threats to New Zealand's national security is the establishment of a military base or military civilian facility in the Pacific. According to Reuters, China plans to upgrade an airstrip and bridge on an island belonging to Kiribati to revive a facility that's used to house military aircraft during the World War II.
President Vladimir Putin announced on December the 8th that Russia would send proposal to U.S. next week to follow up the online conversation between him and U.S. President Joe Biden taking place the day before.
Speaking to the press, President Putin assessed the talks as open and constructive and stated that it is important to be able to maintain dialogue between the two sides. He stressed that Russia has a peaceful foreign policy, but also has the right to protect the security of the country. President Putin and President Biden held an online conference on the 7th of December, with the main topic being the situation in the Ukraine. The two leaders also discussed bilateral relations, cybersecurity, and the Iran nuclear deal. The Kremlin called the talks frank and professional, in which President Putin proposed that both Russia and US lift all diplomatic restrictions for each other. Meanwhile, the White House said the two leaders discussed a range of issues on the US-Russia agenda.
That's all we have for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.